Hey everybody, welcome to December. I'm lightening it up a little bit this month since we did three Cabernet Sauvignons in November. I figured I'd go back to giving us a little bit more of a balance. So first wine we're going to start with is a Rioja Blanco, so a white Rioja from Rioja in Spain. Most folks are used to the red version. These are interesting wines, great wines, very traditionally made, historical. The grape used mostly is Viura, and Viura is getting to be a little more popular. Makes a Sauvignon Blanc type of a white wine, but just like the red versions of Rioja, there are some Reserva, Gran Reserva, special made white Riojas too, and this is a good example of it. And these are ones that get barrel aging. They get different types of fermentation treatment. They get really pretty amazing handling, and I'll go into that in a moment. And they are ageable, and to that point, you might not want to drink this perfectly chilled. Obviously, some chill on it, but I wouldn't do it like ice cold out of the refrigerator. You're going to miss some of the nuance on the wine if you do. Was listening to the radio earlier this evening because I listen to the radio. I'm a radio geek still, and the Killer song came on. When we were young. You all know it. You're all singing it in your head right now. And I'm listening to the verse. They say the devil's water, it ain't so sweet. You don't have to drink right now, but you can dip your feet every once in a little while. So that's the club for those new members. It's about getting exposed to some new and interesting and different stuff that you're not going to find just anywhere else. And and you're here now to dip your feet every once in a little while on these wines. So anyway, back to this wine here. You can see that so Monopole Clasico. Now they do make a Monopole as well, but the Clasico is, and you can see that kind of old style looking label there too, right? Blanco Seco means white and dry. Monopole Clasico. And it's the CUNE. It's called CUNE, the winemaker, but CVNE. I guess CVNE doesn't sound as good, but it's pronounced CUNE. And it stands for a company that was founded, and it says right on that label there, 1879. The Campagna Vinicola del Norte de España. So it's up in the north of Spain. And this is a wine. This is the first registered white wine in Spain. Goes back to 1915. This label and this style of wine. So it takes Viura, which is the local white grape, and it ages it in barrels. Monopole goes back to Napoleonic time, meaning from single vineyard. So single vineyard Viura, but it's not 100%. They mix it with 15% Palomino. Palomino being the grape that's used to make dry sherry, Manzanilla sherry. So there's like 15% Manzanilla dry sherry in this. There's barrel aging. This is like a really cool old style traditional wine. You'll find tropical fruit and coconutty kind of flavors there, but also a vibrancy of freshness. There's acidity in this wine too. It's really chameleonic. You get these contrasting flavors. Like you don't expect citrusy acidity and tropical fruit in the same kind of flavor in the same wine, kind of pineapple-y kind of a taste. You don't expect like chamomile and then with like a nuttiness, and those are coming in from the addition of the Manzanilla, the Palomino dry sherry. So it's a pretty cool wine, versatile with food. I would try this as sushi. Believe it or not, I would try it with other like light white fish dishes. I use sherries and vermouths a lot when cooking. I use them for a little bit extra flavor, a little bit extra zip, if you will. Recipes that call for white wine, I usually actually substitute vermouth or sherry. Dry versions of those, and I always have bottles on my counter of dry sherry as well, like the aged dry sherries, like the Manzanilla sherry, Amontillado sherry. I use that marinades, and I use it again in dishes. I may even just, put a couple of tablespoons over a piece of fish if I'm grilling it, and other kind of flavors. So integrate a dry vermouth or a dry sherry into into a recipe as well, with like a plain fish or say chicken or something like that. Good versatile food wine, and I think very interesting, and curious to get your feedback on that. It might be all over the place. We'll find out. So that's wine number one. Coming up with wine number two in a moment.